improving nations, improving society, improve their decision capacity, how they can think creatively, how they can manage time, how they can think critically.
The game is actually very interesting, and I've played it several times, and it is just like reality.
It encourages young people to begin to critically think about how they develop their country, develop their nations. So it's global, it's not just Africa or Nigeria.
It will fine-tune, it will renew the mind, it will begin to prepare people for the place of leadership, it will begin to bring us to the place of responsibility. It is highly recommended. I'm sure that they're going to go places. This is just the beginning. I think this is a gift to the world, and kudos to the team that put this together. God bless you.
We're introducing a leadership game which is called the Heads of Nations. I want to see how we can, in our own simple way, encourage youth inclusion in politics.
Teaches time management of resources, in developing society, in developing individuals. So our hope is that we can catalyze leadership development all across Africa and to the rest of the world.
The board game has to do with improving nations, improving society, improve their decision capacity, how they can think creatively, how they can manage time, how they can think critically.
The game is actually very interesting, and I've played it several times, and it is just like reality.
Hello. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Hi. Good evening. I hope we are all glad to be here.
I'm so glad to be here. It's good to see you on the call as well.
Yeah. So I can see that right now we have about a couple of people on the call. And today is going to be like a very great day, like a very, I would like to say, very interesting one. One that I'm looking forward to our conversations and things that we are going to be sharing. So today, we are having one of the main reason why we're here today is that we have a wonderful and extraordinary person who is Ololade Ayelabola on us, who is I like to say our latest Guinness World Record holder. So today we are meeting with her and celebrating and her extraordinary achievement, right? It is with immense pride and joy that we congratulate Ololade, a remarkable graduate of computer sciences student at University of Lagos, my alumni, if I might add, on her successful attempt to break the Guinness World Record for longest distance walked on a catwalk by a model. Her dedication, resilience, and unwavering pursuit, excellence are a testament to the values that we hold at this institution. This remarkable record-breaking initiative led by the accomplished model with numerous beauty, pageantry, and fashion awards, showcased models from various backgrounds, including albino, plus-size, tribal marks, vitiligo individuals, and many more. The event featured innovative design from Nigerian designers, making it a dynamic platform for creativity and unity, which we are all for. This wonderful and ambitious project aims to surpass a remarkable record, which is the longest distance walked on a catwalk by a model. It has stood unchallenged for 4 decades. Yes, in case you didn't hear, 4 decades. September 19th to 21, 1983, Ireland, a distance of 114.4 kilometers, which is 71.1 miles, was set as the benchmark for the longest catwalk. Now, 41 years later, we have made history and showcased the vibrancy and tenacity of Lagos State and Nigeria on a world stage. If you're not giving a round of applause on your seat, I don't know what you are doing. But this calls for applause. Ololade's achievement is not just a personal victory, but it's an inspiration to the entire community, showing us the power of determination, diversity, and unity. He has walked not only with grace, but with the spirit of innovation and inclusion, shining a light on the limitless potential of young Nigerians. We sincerely and with great joy applaud Lolade for her courage, strength, and for representing the university on the global stage with such distinction. It made all of us proud, and we stand behind her as she continues to inspire the next generation of dreamers and achievers. Once again, congratulations, Lolade. Your success is a reminder to all of us that with perseverance, nothing is beyond reach. Thank you. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. So at the beginning of our event, we played a Head of Missions video. So we're just going to be playing that now that we have more people on the call so that we can try and get a, we would want to play that again so that everybody now can watch the video. Apologies that my camera is off. I'm currently speaking with my phone and my laptop keeps tripping up, like going off and on Zoom. So I sincerely apologize. Okay. So I guess you're all putting a face to the name now. So,
we're introducing a leadership game which is called the Heads of Nations. I want to see how we can, in our own simple way, encourage youth inclusion in politics.
Teaches time management, management of resources, in developing society, in developing individuals. So our hope is that we can catalyze leadership development all across Africa and to the rest of the world.
The board game has to do with improving nations, improving society, improve their decision capacity, how they can think creatively, how they can manage time, how they can think critically.
The game is active and I've played it several times and it is just like reality.
It encourages young people to begin to critically think about how they develop their country, develop their nations. So it's global, it's not just Africa or Nigeria.
It will fine-tune, it will renew the mind, it will begin to prepare people for the place of leadership, it will begin to bring us the place of responsibility. It is highly recommended. I'm sure that they're going to go places. This is just the beginning. I think this is a gift to the world, and kudos to the team that put this together. God bless you.
Okay.
We're introducing a...
Okay, so thank you, TLR. So we're going to go into the reason why we are here today, which is getting to meet and speak to Miss Ololade Ayelabola. So TM, if you would proceed.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tolulope Adeola Adebayo. Like Precious rightly introduced me, you can also call me TM. It's great having everyone on this call today, and welcome to another session of Face Off, where you get to engage social change makers globally. Last week or last 2 weeks, we spoke with Dr. Sunday Adilaja, and it was a really lively time as he shared with us a great number of his achievements, including the Orange Revolution, pastoring one of the largest churches in Europe, and also being involved globally, even as a journalist. So today, like has been introduced earlier on, we have Ololade with us here on this Face Off show. So before we actually welcome her to the set, we'd like to play a short video to inspire you. And this video basically is contains inspiration behind how she actually started and the journey towards the Guinness World Record. So if the media is ready, we could have that play right now.
On September 29th, 2024, Ololade Ayelabola, a fashion model, embarked on an extraordinary challenge to break the Guinness World Record for the longest distance ever walked on a catwalk. With a vision that stretches far, Ololade is not alone on this journey. Friends, family, and fans stand by her side, encouraging her through every moment of triumph and fatigue. As she takes a brief pause from the walk, we were lucky enough to sit down with Ololade to understand what drives her to take on such a challenge.
Hi everybody, my name is Ololade Ayelabola. A 500 level computer science student of the University of Lagos. I'm a model, a voiceover artist, and a beauty queen. Growing up watching Guinness World Records, I never even knew there were records as this to break. However, the inspiration was propelled last year when I auditioned for two big fashion week in Lagos, and then they were like, no, you can't be a part of us because you did not meet the requirement. So I'm like, I'm this good, why cannot I be a part of you? There are a lot of people who also face these rejections. So I tried to create a stage for everyone whereby they will be able to express themselves. And if you have been following my life, you will see that I've been working with different kind of models, petite, plus sized, albinos, to mention a few. Not giving up, basically. Having a dream and then not giving up on the dream, that has been the most difficult. Another thing is putting the funds together. You don't want to know. This show is about 100 million. I'm not even joking. And imagine sponsors not turning up or pulling out at the last minute. Like, those are big issues I faced while preparing for this project. Wherever you are listening to me or watching this video, I want you to know that you are not restrained. You are a bunch of talents. You can be whoever you want to be, and you can even be an inspiration to others. Don't let requirements tie you down. Oh, because you are this, you cannot. Says who? Like, nothing should actually constrain you or confine you and put you in a position whereby you can express your talent. If you know you can do something, go for it, because you don't even know how many. I can't count how many people have called and said, thank you for doing this. So please, you might just be saving a life and inspiring somebody.
Thank you very much. It's great to have everyone back this evening on the live show Face Off with Ololade Ayelabola. Now, everyone, I got to meet her in person just in the course of achieving this Guinness World Record. And trust me, she's someone you'd love to listen to her story. So without any waste of time, let's get to know our guest. Who is Ololade Ayelabola?
Hello, everybody. Good evening. I'm so honored to be here this evening. Olade Ayalabola is the graduate of the Department of Computer Science, the Great University of Lagos. She is a model, a beauty queen, a go-getter, one who would rather say that the cup is half full than half empty. A kind-hearted enthusiast, a philanthropist who believes in giving back to our society. Yes, that is who Olade is.
Great. I had 100 million. And I got scared a little bit because I know there are a couple of people who will be on this call, either listening on YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn, who will want to know, how did you 500 level students, computer science, raise 100 million naira for a project of this nature? Can you just share a little more with us on that?
Okay. I didn't generate 100 million naira. We were unable to generate 100 million naira. We generated 80 million naira, and then we still have a deficit of 20 million naira to pay off. So we reached out to close to 100 companies in Nigeria and even outside Nigeria. But they all had one reason or the other not to be a part of the project. But a woman with a vision cannot be stopped. Yeah, that is something I believe.
Tell somebody that.
a woman with a vision cannot be stopped. So I reached out to families, friends, people gave, and then people also borrowed me the money because it was just impossible for me to say I wouldn't continue with this attempt. And so we also had a sponsor who came up and said, oh, I was going to give you 30 million naira. And then it pulled out, like a day to the event, it pulled out. The company pulled out. So that was like what put us in a big mess and why I still have a deficit of about 20 million naira to clear. So yeah, I think I have a team of amazing people who are selfless. I think I have a community of people who believed in my vision, and who still believe in my vision. And that is why I was able to put this money together.
Okay, so before we get into the details of this interview, I want to call the attention of everybody to somebody else. In one of those videos, I saw you coming, or is it a situation? What was your greatest burden in the course of executing this Guinness World Record?
Okay, so my greatest burden in the process of executing this record was, one, not giving up basically, and two, I was thinking about the money actually, because that's a lot of money. I was just a 500 level student when I attempted the record. Not giving up because I knew that my journey was going to inspire a lot of people. And then I was not just working for myself, I was working for a whole lot of people out there who in one way or the other cannot voice out or express themselves. So I knew that I couldn't give up. And then secondly, I knew that the funds cannot be a barrier, should not be a barrier, and will not be a barrier. Even though I'm like, oh, how will I pay this money back? How will I pay it back? But I mean, that was like one thing I had to just keep calm, breathing, and then keep up the project, keep working on the project so as to make sure it's a reality.
Okay, so for those of us who maybe are watching us from somewhere outside of Nigeria, a 500 level student is actually a 500 year student. Here in Nigeria, we call it. So it's when you are the fifth year, usually referred to as 500 level. Olade, give us a little bit of idea of what inspired you to actually embark on this Guinness World Record. Did you just want to have recently in Nigeria, we've been having people just, one person breaks a record, somebody else just wakes up and says, I'm breaking the same record. So what was your own inspiration? Is it because there was a chess guy, Tunde Onokoya, who broke a record on chess? Is it because there was, Basi, who broke a record in cooking? What was your own inspiration? Just share more with us.
Okay, before I talk about my inspiration, I'm going to talk about a little bit of my background. Growing up, I used to watch Guinness World Record a lot, but I didn't know that we had records such as breaking a cooking record and all of that. In fact, the first person that I remember clearly that broke a record as a Nigerian was Kathy, the dancer. She broke a record twice. I think one was for 48 hours and then the other for 72 hours. I was really inspired then because I was the dancer back then. However, what inspired me to attempt this record was some incidents that happened last year. With over 6 years of modeling experience, I have 6 years of modeling experience. I auditioned for 2 fashion weeks in Lagos, Nigeria. And after catwalking, like after showing them my work, they said, oh, sorry, you wouldn't be able to work because you are not as tall as we want you to be. And that really struck me because they just said, oh, you worked well. So why am I not able to work the show? Like show my talents to the world because I'm not as tall as they would want me to be. So that was the inspiration. I sat and I was thinking of how I could reach out, speak, communicate, and express myself to the world at large, and even inspire people that might be facing a rejection in one way or the other, even though it's not fashion or modeling, probably in their career, in their academics, or personal life, how that I can inspire them that whatsoever the stereotypes are, they can actually break stereotypes and break barriers. And that was the inspiration. So I looked into the fashion industry, modeling industry in Nigeria, and I saw that we didn't have albino models. Africans are known to be a little bit big, like plus sized, plump, and then we don't really see a lot of that. We Africans, Nigerians, are known to have tribal marks, although that is living, but we still have people with tribal marks. I can't find them in the modeling industry. We have albinos that are talented. I've seen a few, but I can't find them in the modeling industry. So I tried to create a stage where I would have all these people, albinos, vitiligo, people with skin conditions, people that are plus sized, to be a part of that vision, and then to tell the world that they can be whoever they want to be, irrespective of what the world has defined as a standard. So that was my inspiration.
Honestly, I need to applaud you. You hit that vision right on point. Because I could notice while I was watching all the models catwalk, I could notice the differences in each one of them. There was a very slender one who was very tall. There was the one who had a bit of spots on her. It looked like it was a whole branding concept. And I felt very impressed, especially because today, when you talk about beauty queens and beauty, anything models, there is a spec that tends to give the world a wrong impression about what beauty is. So I need to applaud you for that, because right now, anybody who views the catwalk, the record, would literally see you model beauty in its diversification. So great job on that.
Thank you.
I'm sure everyone will want to know, what's the link, computer science and modeling? And I know that somehow there may be no link. And I know that there are a couple of young Nigerians here who likely went to school to study computer science or physics or something else because their parents wanted them to do that. I mean, there will be a couple of people outside of the world as well. I mean, outside of Nigeria, who likely have a conflict of interest with courses, and they don't know exactly what to do with their lives. They find themselves having several interests. Tell us, what's actually the connection? How does your background and expertise align with the record you are attempting?
Thank you for the question, because I'm really excited to share the story of me being a computer science graduate. So when I was growing up, I attended a secondary school that was tech-oriented, science-based, and all of that. And then in my secondary school, they provided the senior students with laptops, whereby we could practice a whole lot. We did computer science as an important course for all of the students. And then I developed interest in graphics designing. I designed flyers, logos, posters, as small as I was back then. And so I decided I was going to be a graphics designer. That was the dream, to be a graphics designer. And of course, with the knowledge I had then, the only course I could study to be a graphics designer was computer science. It has to be computer science. So I waited at home for 5 years, and on the 5th year, I gained admission using A-levels, which I did in 2016. I gained admission and I started studying computer science. It was as though I was in a jungle, a forest without a compass. I was lost. I started hearing stuff like Python, Java assembly language, and just to mention a few. I was like, Python used to be a snake. When did Python turn to a programming language? And then I realized that it was a totally different ballgame entirely. But I'm not the kind of person to give up or to just quit. So I decided to look for what I can pick out, what I can learn and major in, even as a computer science student. So I looked into project management. I'm actually a project manager. And then being a model, a beauty queen, and a fashion enthusiast, I was like, my computer science cannot waste. It cannot waste. So my whole contribution to the fashion, one of my contributions to the fashion and modeling industry will be integrating tech, the digital world, technology, the digital world into fashion and modeling. Okay, so I plan on launching 2 apps. One is fashion-based, one is modeling-based, that ease off the stress of fashion designers and their customers. Also goes for the modeling industry. So yes, I have been able to see a problem in the fashion and modeling industry and then integrate my knowledge as a computer science student or a computer science graduate into that industry. And it's just a plus for me. I'm really grateful that I didn't later change my department because I'm able to infuse something and create even more solutions to the community at large.
Impressive, impressive. I hope someone is catching some inspiration today, that your various careers can still find expression, even if you have a passion that leads you somewhere else. I would like at this point to mention that if you have questions and you'd like to ask Ololade, maybe you are here like me. You want to break a new record, and you have any questions, please feel free to put it down in the chat. When it's time to ask questions, if you would like to call out the question yourself, we'll allow you. If you want us to read it out, we'll also allow you. Let's head straight into your preparation. What kind of training and preparation did you undergo to attempt this record?
I had intensive training, and I'm really excited to share my journey on my training. My training was mental, physical, psychological, financial. It was in every aspect. Okay, so I started looking at breaking a record last year, and to mention, this was not even the record I wanted to break. The record I wanted to break was a record that's never existed before. I wanted to create my own record. And just to let the public know, I got 6 rejections because I created 6 new applications. I paid £5. I kept on explaining to them what that record was all about. 2 times I got to the final stage, but they rejected it due to one reason or the other, which I already cracked. And I believe I'm going to apply again and break that record because I believe it's a record that applied. Okay, I'll talk about the application. I applied. I created a page, an account rather. I created an account on the Guinness World Records page, and then I applied. I searched and I applied, and that was pending and approved. But on my part, I trained. I had a series of trainings. I had trainings I trained every day of the week, Mondays to Sundays. I trained with Tony Oshepu. Coach Tony Oshepu is a world-class coach who trains athletes, people that are preparing for Olympic, world records, and the likes. So I trained with athletes that are going from Nigeria to other parts of the world. I trained every morning and every evening. So with Coach Tony Oshepu, that is with the athletes, I trained in the morning from 8 to about 11, 12. I did the drills. I was working on my thighs. I was working on my stamina on my waist. I was working on my foot. I worked on that. And then in the evening, I had a gym instructor. His name is Zion. I trained from about 5 or at times 6 to 8, 3 hours roughly. I worked on my knees, my joints. I did a lot of squats. I carried a lot of weights. I also worked on stamina and recovery. I did a lot of recovery trainings because, I had to work on stage for about 50 seconds. I had to change my outfit between 1 minute and be back on stage. So I needed a lot of stamina. So I trained on that. And then on weekends, I had catwalk trainings. I did catwalk trainings on Saturdays and Sundays, about 4-5 hours. with the models. So it was such an intensive preparation process. Also, I had to change my diet. I had a nurse. I did a lot of tests, ECG, cholesterol tests. I did a lot of tests just to ensure that I was in the right state health-wise to pursue that record. I had a nurse. She created my diet plan. I had to actually change my diet plan. I had to eat more of protein, more of vitamins. I had supplements I was taking. I was taking vitamin C, the 1000 mg. I was taking Optic Force for my stamina so as to recover very well in case I get exhausted, right? So yes, I was taking those supplements. My diet changed. I had more of veggies, I had more of proteins, and I have more of fruits, a little bit of carbohydrates in my diet. So that was the process. And also putting my team together. Oh my God. I had a team of about 300 people. So putting my team together was a whole lot. So that was the process of attempting a Guinness World Record that was set 41 years ago.
Beautiful, beautiful. So if you're just joining the call, again, if you have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. We are live at Face Off with Ololade Ayelabola, who currently is the record holder for the longest distance walked on a catwalk by a model. So let's get into some more questions right now. I think you spent like 4 days, if I'm not wrong, 4 days plus.
Yes, 103
like
hours, 30
103 hours, 30 minutes.
Yes.
You spent it walking like somebody who just wanted to paint for no reason. Eh?
Yes.
Okay.
The work was estimated to be like from here to Ibadan. It was as though I walked, like my kilometers at the end was estimated for me to have walked from Lagos to Ibadan on foot. Yes.
Lagos to Ibadan, that's like 2 states. You can imagine. So how did you stay focused and motivated during the course of your, because at some point I was, myself and Dr. Chichi were live there, and at some point we had to raise up the card saying, "Go Lade, go Lade," and screaming because
go Lade.
In my mind, at some point I even felt that all this praise we are giving you right now you are a dead person. You're just a walking dead person. Like in your mind, you had completed this. How did you manage to stay focused for that long?
I managed to stay focused because there was a vision, or there is a vision. And like I said, a woman with a vision, somebody with a vision, someone who has owned a vision should be unstoppable. I talked about the preparation process. When I looked at the audience, when I looked at the models who had been in the hostel for days before the work started, when I looked at the media, when I looked at the whole team, when I looked at myself, I just had to keep working. When I looked at people that stopped going to their work just to clap for me, when I even looked at my bruises, the bruises on my feet, as at day 2, my feet were gone. I was bandaged already. When I look at the pain, I was like, we have to finish this work. When I looked at the efforts, the determination, the support from people, I just couldn't stop working. And then, like I said, there is a vision. The vision is to inspire everybody. And if I'm going to inspire everybody, it means that I had to break that record. I had to walk the walk. Even though I was exhausted, even though I was sleepwalking on stage, even though I was tired, I was on drugs, on treatments, I had to keep working. So that was my inspiration. That was where I drew energy from. There was a point that I was so tired, but I just saw people dancing. I saw people carrying placards. I saw there were a particular set of people that would walk from the beginning of the stage when I start walking, and they will walk to the end of the stage with me. And they were not models. So the encouragement from everybody just kept me going. And I'm really grateful for everybody who came to support physically, online, my team members, the models, every single person actually made this event, this record record-breaking a success. And I'm so grateful to everybody. I will always be grateful, and I will keep saying thank you to everybody that supported me.
So from Ololade to the rest of the world, to those who have supported and those who will still support, it's a big thank you for making the Guinness World Record come to Nigeria after 4 decades, 40 years.
41 years. 41.
41 years. So kudos to everyone.
Yeah.
You made it happen. Let's talk a little bit about leadership and your leadership, basically. The reality is TLR is a leadership development organization. You know, you must have watched the video how we created a leadership board game with the goal of inspiring young people to even participate in leadership and in politics and in government, to pull to a success, a Guinness World Record of where you raised 80 million naira and spent well over 100 million naira. A Guinness World Record where you gathered, I think, as much as, from the little I saw, that there were as much as 100 people working with you. I don't know how many people were on your team, but you could let us know. I saw quite a number of people on the media team, quite a number of people in the fashion section, quite a number of people even as coordinators, maybe carrying the cards, or I saw quite a number of people. That takes leadership. My question is, can you share any leadership lessons or principles that guided you in the course of engaging on this record?
Okay, so one thing I had to look at was people management, and my project management expertise a little bit helped me in managing them. People management was really a thing for me. So during the course of this project, running through it, I understood that what everybody has to say matters. Even though that thing may sound foolish, but there's actually a sense in their nonsense. There is a sense in their nonsense. So I learned to allow everybody give expression to themselves. There is nothing like, oh, this one is better than this one, even though this person might have a strength that this person does not have. So people management, learning where to put this person, learning how this person relates, understanding this person's personality, and learning where to actually put them for their strengths to really, really shine. Some people don't even know that they have this particular strength. There was somebody who handled my media. She was the team lead for media. She's a computer science student like me. She is a level behind me. She had never done anything social media before. But anytime I speak with her, I just knew that this girl can do so much with social media. And then I told her to start reading up, to start taking courses, just because she was going to be the team lead for my social media department. And then she started reading up, and now she's going to pick a career in social media management. That's something that is really amazing for me. Understanding people, learning the strengths of people, the weaknesses of people, and allowing everybody to give expression to their hidden self. So as a leader, I didn't see somebody as, oh, this person is this. No, I saw everybody as important, because everybody is actually very important. And then I tried to identify their strengths and then put them in positions, in spaces that would allow them express themselves. So as a leader, you need to understand the people you are working with. That's actually very important. You have to understand the people you are working with. You have to understand how they reason. You have to understand how they execute. You have to understand how they understand things, so that they can be effective in whatsoever thing they are assigned to do. So yes, that is it.
So much, Ololade. You really are inspired. This next question. So if you haven't reviewed out a friend to be part of this, it's easy. Just share the link which we shared with you earlier, and they can still be a part of the next half of this interview. Most people who embark Lola, so this is the question. Most people who embark on the Guinness World Record usually have a vision for the future. So, for instance,
Yes.
you may want to launch a fashion brand and you decided to hold a Guinness World Record just so that it could project that fashion brand. Many people who embark on Guinness World Record, they actually have that in mind. The Guinness World Record for the longest chess marathon was basically with a purpose of raising funds for children that do not have
Yes.
education. Yes, you had some other record holders who wanted to launch a particular business or brand. So how do you plan to use your platform now as with this record you've broken? We would like to know. Possibly there's someone on this call who would like to be part of that initiative, saying that you have the potential to make it happen. So tell us,
Okay,
how do you
first,
intend to use this record?
first, I have my modeling agency registered. It has been existing since 2022, but we've not gone fully into operation because one thing I understand, or one thing I've come to understand is doing something well and not just doing it because you just want to do it. So with this platform of me attempting a Guinness World Record and setting a new record, I plan on launching my modeling agency, and my modeling agency will be an advocate for inclusivity and diversity. My modeling agency will be a one-go agency where you can have all kinds of models: albino, vitiligo, dark, tall, slim. You would find them in my agency. So my agency is going to be a market for all, whereby I can identify the talents of many and then put them on the right track. And then secondly, I'm going to be running a pageant coaching academy. Yes, I have my books written already on that. I'm going to be, it's like a volume 1 to 4 book. It's because I have over 6 years of modeling experience and pageantry experience. And I didn't mention that I am a beauty queen of 4 consecutive wins. And I've never lost a pageant contest before. So yes, I would like to use my experience, my knowledge to help a pageant contestant identify their strengths and become the next queen. So those are a few things I would be doing. Now, yes, definitely I have a fashion house. I have a skincare brand. I'll be launching my app, not now, though, soon. I'm still working on it. So those are a few things I'll be doing. And yes, I plan on working with non-profitable organizations, NGOs. I have like 2-3 I'm already looking at, whereby we can definitely give back to people and just encourage people to be who they are supposed to be.
Lolade, this first half of this interview has been a very awesome time with you. I think we already have questions.
Okay.
We'll take the questions after this break, just before we move on to the next set of questions. So stay glued, stay connected. If your friend who you want to make to be an achiever is somewhere watching movies or somewhere tapping his phone and doing social media, tell the person this is where to be. All right. We love to see everyone and inspire everyone on the call. So we'll go on a break right now.
Okay. Thank you, TM. Thank you, Olade, for the short first session. There's something we Gen Zers say. We say that's a flex when someone does something extraordinary. So Lolade had mentioned that she is a beauty queen and she has never lost any pageantry. That's a huge flex. You know, that's a big deal. You know, it means that I don't know. It means that the beauty is too much. It's very overwhelming. Yeah. So we congratulate you. That's a huge flex, and your words, you can see your drive and everything is really inspiring. Yeah. So I would Zube to play the media breaks, or Chichi to play the second video. We're currently going on a media break now.
Oh, I hope someday I'll make it out here, even if it takes all night or 1,000 years. Need a place to hide, but I can't find one. You wanna feel alive outside. I can't find my feet. Isn't it lovely? All alone, hold me to glass. My mind just don't tear me to pieces. Hello, welcome home. Welcome. Oh.
Okay, it's good to be back. We're still live on Face Off, where you get to meet social change makers globally. And we have with us Ololade Ayelabola on the show tonight. Let's take the questions first of all. And this question is coming from Dr. Chichi, and she's asking, what did your family say about you wanting to do this?
Okay, that's an exciting question. Well, I guess by now my family are used to knowing that they are used to knowing that there is a child that they have that always goes beyond barrier, that always goes beyond the normal thing. So yeah, I think my mom has been in all of my pageant contests. Yeah, like three of them. She has not missed it. If she was not in the country, that was why she couldn't come. My dad was there, my aunt was there, my another auntie was there, my cousins, my sister, my in-law, my sister's in-law, everybody was there. So what did they have to say? You want to break a Guinness World Record? When is the date? When is the time? When is it happening? What is this? What is the budget? When I told them the budget, they were like, oh, what did you just say? Where do you want to get the money from? But then he said I should start writing all the companies, all the ones I know, all the ones I didn't know. You know, it was like, you better start looking for this money. And it was really amazing to have the support. In fact, my friends started asking me that there is somebody we see online. They were like, Folake Felicia, is that your mommy? She has to be your mommy because she was on the comment section every time. Go my baby. Go this. It was just really amazing. It was really amazing. My friends, my mom, my sister, my brother, my dad. My sister has never missed any of my events. Like Miss Amina, Face of Akoka, Most Beautiful Campus Queen, Miss Unique. She has always been there. They're always with me during the preparation time. She was even the team lead. My sister was the team lead for literature team because she writes and then she's like a poet. So she's a poet. And so she was team lead. She was the one in charge. It was really amazing having to see my parents, my uncles, my aunties, my cousins, my big cousins, everybody coming together, sharing. Like, I was hearing my big auntie, she was praying. She was always praying. You will have straight though in Yoruba. She was saying it in Yoruba. Straight though. I could hear her voice loud and clear while I was working. My daddy was sharing. I think you should actually see him. He was sitting at the extreme edge and it was close to the stage. He was sharing, that's my baby. It was really amazing. And I'm really glad to be born into such a family. I'm honored to have my siblings, my mom, my dad, and my extended family as my family. Thank you so much.
Thanks for that response. I could imagine.
And
You
yes, they sent
actually
me
answered
money. Oh, they sent me money. Let me make sure
They
they
sent
sent
you
me
money.
money before they
You now
disown
see
me.
it well,
They sent me
so that
money.
they will
Oh,
not call you in private.
they sent me money. So yes.
So it's good to hear that you actually responded to the second question, which Dr. Chichi also asked. She was asking if they were supportive, and yes, I think the answer is 100% yes, they were. Whether home or abroad, they were supportive, and it didn't make any difference with or without their support. I'm sure that it made a whole lot of difference to see your own father shouting in the crowd, "That's my baby!"
It did.
Ah,
It did. It did.
so it's really good to hear that, and a big thank you to everyone. On behalf of Ololade, on behalf of TLR community, we are saying a big thank you. You know, it's not easy to actually do something others haven't done before, or do something that people tell you can't do. I mean, this is you who is coming from a place where people have said model no fit you, or it doesn't fit you to be a model or something, you know. And I know those kind of comments can be very, very crazy everywhere around you. So it's very good and encouraging to see people, especially the ones you love the most, somewhere at the background shouting, that's my daughter, that's my son, that's my husband, that's my wife, you know. So I mean, for those who always give shout outs like that, you know, that's to let you know that you're doing a great job. And without you, there will be no Ololade, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So let's talk about overcoming challenges. Obviously, family wasn't a challenge. You got the support of family. Money, that 100 million naira, and that 20 million, that in fact, that 30 million naira that was withdrawn. Let's talk about it a little bit.
Yes.
Yes, they should hear or let them hear. They need to come back and bring the money and say we're planning something bigger. You know what I'm saying,
They should
right?
say it though. And it's not too late to sponsor for those that wanted to sponsor, and then it's not too late though. Don't let me call your names. So come and drop the money. Oh. I have to pay my bill. I have to clear up the debt. So come. Yeah.
It's not a debt, it's an investment, you know. When you run a startup, there's a whole lot of money you spend that you don't get yet until that big investor comes and tells you that, see, I love the profit that came out from here. It's time for me to pump money to cover up for that expenses you made, you know, and then also grow your venture. So yeah, someone is there waiting. That 50 million or 80 million is in someone's account, ready to be transferred into your account. So just stay glued and stay
I have dollar
committed
account,
to
I
your
have
vision.
pounds, I have naira, I have euro, I'm ready. I was born ready. I'm ready. I have companies accounts, I have different banks, I have Binance. Come. Okay.
So you can't say that there's no account that
Yes, there's accounts, and I don't have restrictions on my account.
that the money could share.
Yes.
So yeah, we know this money issue is one, but let's hear your other setbacks or failures you experienced and how you've learned from them.
Okay, so although I mentioned earlier that I didn't give up, but it was not as though I didn't give up. And I'm going to explain what that meant. I gave up 1,000 times, 10,000 times, but I picked myself up back. And how did I do that? I had people that when I am frustrated, when I am tired, when I'm exhausted, I just pick my call. I know they wouldn't take it personal. I rant. I express myself. And then they're able to calm me down. And then the person will say, or they would say, Yasha, not giving up. I'll say yes after ranting. So one thing that was a challenge to me was standing up every time I fell. I wouldn't say it was not a smooth journey. I lost weight. I was using belts to hold my trousers. It was not a smooth journey. I treat ulcer. I'm an ulcer patient. I was taking ulcer drugs like I was taking water. But then I had to appear for interviews. I had to appear for meetings. I had to appear for everything. I just had to be there because there is a vision and we had to execute that vision. So those were the challenges I faced. Me putting myself together, even when it looked as though we were eating a rock. I had to gather the strength and get up. And then some of the things I had, my diet changed. I don't like them, but I had to eat them. It was tough. I had to look for some grain. I don't like them. Please give me suya. Give me this. Give me sweet things. I take a lot of sweet things. But I had to. There was no soda. Me, Capri Sun, pineapple juice. There was nothing like that. I had to cut all of that off. It was tough. Even though I'm saying it and it's looking like, oh, I just didn't mind. It was very tough. I had to hire a chef to cook for me. Why? Because when I go to training, by the time I'm back, I'm exhausted. So I need someone to prepare my food, my smoothies. I need someone to make them down for me. Eat, relax for like 1 hour before I go for my next training. I had to do that. So those were the challenges I faced. These were some of the challenges. And working with people, hey, God. It was very hard working with people from different. I worked with some of my team members were in UK, some of them were in Ibadan, some of them were in Benin, some of them were in Lagos. It was very hard working with people with different personalities. They annoyed me. People annoyed me. People said things. People said a lot of things that could really have made me say, I'm not doing this project again. Like, imagine someone that's supposed to like be a team member saying that, oh, I won't be surprised if this project fails. And I heard it.
Wow.
That was killing. But I mean, like I said,
we
when there is
the
a
person.
vision, no, she was still with us during the project, till the end of the project. I didn't chase that away because you will see it. Don't worry, you will see it come to pass. You have to see it. So I heard a lot of things. It was really tough. I wouldn't even lie. Someone was asking me for 20% of my net worth. It was crazy. People asked for outrageous things. I'm like, how can you be, what net worth? Why are you asking me for what was that? It was asking for 20% of my net worth just for him to like maybe manage and be a part of. It was a lot of things. I got people telling me that, oh, because you are not working with this person. I got calls. Yes, I said it on one interview. I think it was with Claire, but I told them to like remove some things. But I'm going to say it here again. I got calls threatening me. You're just coming into the industry. I'm not even joking. I got threats. I got calls. You're just coming into the industry and you're already this. Did you notice that this
Serious?
I'm sad that my phone got stolen. I have all the evidence there. I got calls and they were like, oh, you know that I just coming into the industry. Do you want to start trending that you slept with this man? Do you want to start killing? I'm not even joking. And I called a few of my team members and I told them, I'm like, I'm still not going to stop. There's nothing you guys can do. Me, I've become bone. Yoruba will say, meaning that I've become a bone. There's nothing you guys can do to me. I'm entering this industry and I will enter this industry and I will succeed in this industry all over the world. And we are going to do things as it ought to be done. So those were the challenges I faced. I continued. And yes, that was it, basically.
So if you're watching us live, it's important to know that there's nothing that you are going to do that will not have opposition. Nothing ever has. There is nobody who has only friends. So just hear that and hear that well. There's nothing you're going to do that people won't back out. There's nothing that you're going to do that people won't tell you that it's going to fail. But you know what?
Yes.
You are the one who determines it. I love I love what John C. Maxwell says. Everything rises and falls on leadership.
Yes.
It's not on what people are following you. It's what you decide that will happen. Yes. You are the most important factor in your success. You, yes, you. Okay, Shia Zagom has a question.
Okay.
Can we take that now?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so I think you might have answered my question, but what I wanted to ask is, I know everybody was saying, okay, how did you prepare? How did you do this? Like everything pre the event or pre the achievement, right? I think I specifically want to know how you felt after you crossed the mark that you have set. You said it was 103 hours, over 103 hours. Let's say it was 103 hours, 1 minute. How did you feel when that 1 minute passed? Your leg just give way and you just like, oh my God, I've done. Did you feel exhilarating? Like, do you feel like so excited and calm, but at the same time, like, please, I just need to sit down. I don't want to walk. I don't clap for me. Let me just lie down on the floor. Like, I just want to get a sense of how you felt. Was it like relief? Like, oh my God, I can't believe
Okay.
this, all of that.
Okay, so the record we actually set was 96 hours. But I already told my team member we're going to do 100 hours. But we ended up doing 103 hours. When we hit the previous record, 114 kilometers, we hit it at 92 hours, 52 minutes, and some seconds. It felt great. It felt like, wow, I did this. It felt really great. But I'm going to go to the final one when I set my own record. Do you know that I had the energy to keep working? I was telling my team members that why are they stopping the show? And they said they have to stop. And I was like, let's continue. I had so much adrenaline in my body. My feet was paining me, but at that point, I didn't feel any pain. I was in so much pain, but I didn't feel any pain. I was so happy. I was so fulfilled. It was like, yes, I did it. We did it. It was fulfilling. I didn't want to sleep. In fact, after the event, my nurse had to give me one injection for me to sleep. And I only slept for 30 minutes and I woke up. And she was like, she has not slept. Because the injection she gave me, according to her, I was supposed to sleep for like 4 hours. I slept for 30 minutes and I was awake. So I had so much energy. I wanted to keep working. But of course, our money had expired and I didn't have another 30 million to pay for another one day production and all of that. But it was really exciting. I go back in time, like I flash back, I relive the moment. I watch it, I shed tears, not a tear. I shed tears. I look at the people, I watch the celebration moment. I look at when I was giving speech after I broke the record, and I'm just really so proud of myself. I'm really excited that I said it last year that I was going to break this record this year. Even though there were so many reasons to postpone it. In fact, the event did not start on the day it was supposed to start. It started 2 days later. But it still happened. And it happened well. And the vision became a reality. It's really exciting. You know, there's just this fulfillment and joy when you set a goal and you're able to achieve it. I was really fulfilled. And I will keep saying it. I'm so grateful to the team of people I had. They did an amazing job. People did not sleep. People were sleeping there. It was really amazing. People left Ibadan, they left Port Harcourt, they left Benin just because they wanted to see this vision come to pass. And I'm so grateful. I would always be grateful. It was really exciting. So I hope I answered the question.
Wow. Your story keeps getting interesting and interesting by the day. We are looking forward to a book on this record. Okay, so still in the light of overcoming challenges, how do you maintain a growth mindset? How do you stay resilient in the face of adversity? You know, as Nigerians, we are known for, in fact, one of the the strongest quality of a Nigerian is resilience. So
Yes.
How do you do your own?
I talk to myself over and over again. I talk to myself. I prepare myself ahead mentally. I do a lot of mental work. I do a lot of that. I do a lot of, you have done it before, even though I have not practically done it before. So what I do is I live the events, I live the moments in my head before it happens. So there is already a kind of synergy between my brain and my hormones and my system. I don't know if there's a medical doctor in the house or a nurse. They might be able to understand what I'm saying. If your brain interprets something as sad, they release some hormone in your body that is sad, and that's when you start feeling sad. So I do a mental walk. I talk to myself, and I live. So for every event, for everything that has happened in my life, for every pageant competition I have won, I'm not talking about first runner up, winner, main queen. For everything that has happened, I had already seen it happen before it happened. Now, it might not end up playing exactly like 100% the way I pictured it, but it ends up happening. So there's actually a mental work that has been done. A mental, you can do it. A mental me acting out what I have imagined in my head. So when the real thing begins to happen, I can draw energy for what I had already envisioned. I draw energy for what I already envisioned, and then I'm able to like walk through it, pull through it. That's basically what I do. Because at times I'm always like, do I want to talk to this person? I don't want to burden this person. So I just do a lot of mental work. That's what I do.
Honestly, it works like magic. Let me share a little bit of story that one of my mentors shared, Dr. Miles Monroe. There was this fight, this very popular boxer was having a fight, and while the fight was happening, they whooped him. They kept whooping him. And this guy kept going down until they called for the end of that round. And after the end of that round, his coach just went to him. They're pouring him water. You know what they're saying? You can do this. Yes, you can do this. You can do this. You're gonna make it happen. You're gonna beat him. You're gonna beat him. They just kept saying all those motivational words. You know what? The guy stepped into the ring the next time. And you wonder where the energy came from. But he knocked down his opponents. That's the power of words. Yeah. So don't be tired of saying the right words to yourself. Don't be tired of listening to the right words. If you're not getting it in your environment, go to another environment. Just get those right words into your mind, into your spirit. And like Ololade says, there's a way it's going to be producing some, in your mind, you are hearing win, and it's already producing win on the inside of you. So go out and make it happen. So we still have slots for some questions. But yeah, as a summary, Ololade, just give us a breakdown of the length of time it took you to make this happen. So if you could give us a breakdown. I know that this world record was something that you captured, let's say like years before now, as a child watching Guinness World Records. For some of us, there are Guinness World Record books that you've been reading every now and then. So explain the time frame for the actual work to be done. What were you doing at different time frames? If you can give us a response to that, it will be very beautiful.
Okay. So I mentioned earlier that I used to watch Guinness World Record growing up, but what I used to see was longest nails, longest this, like things that I thought, we're not really exceptional, but are actually exceptional in their own way. So, and then I saw Kathy break her own records and all of that. That was an inspiration to me back then because I was a dancer. I used to be a dancer. I don't dance anymore. So then my application process, the work and everything, birthing the vision was actually started last year, August. Yes, about a year ago, over a year ago, started last year, August. And I mentioned earlier that that was not the record I was planning for. I was so sure that the record I was planning for was going to get approved, and I was preparing for it. I was praying for it and all of that, but it wasn't approved. So when this one got approved, I had to switch. This one got approved in April rather. April, the 9th of April of this year. But because there was already some basic preparation that was already being done by myself and a few of my friends and team members, it made the work quite easy. So I think the work was just a year work. a year and about a few months. However, I like to say that a vision is as old as the vision. Yeah, I like to say that a lot because when people ask me, "Oh, this vision," I feel like if this vision has been in my heart or in my subconsciousness for as long as I have existed, it was just that there was a particular time for it to have been executed, and that was between the space of last year to this year. So yes, I hope I answered the question, Mr. Tolu Lope.
Yeah, you did. So this will be my final question for today. So TLR Development Services is a leadership development organization, like we mentioned earlier on. And what we are doing is building a community of leaders for a common worthy cause. We believe that the world can change when we have leaders who are doing something about it, engaging in social action or engaging in a social cause. So this is your record. I would like to know, how do you intend to inspire future generation of leaders and change makers? How do you intend to inspire future generation of leaders and change makers?
You know, there's this saying that the future is now. So I believe that this record attempt has already inspired a whole lot of people. One day, someone is probably going to read up this story and be inspired. If you type Guinness World Record or if you type Ololade Ayinla-Bola, you're definitely going to see this story. But as I start, there's going to be a living legacy that is going to be passed on by my organization, which will be embraced by a community of people who believe the same as I do. That there should not be stereotypes. There should not be stereotypes or limitations in the fashion industry, in the modeling industry. And I hope that even with the way that we are about to challenge stereotypes in the fashion and modeling industry, to be precise, other industries who have stereotypes can also be influenced, because definitely it has to start from somewhere. So there's going to be a legacy of, there is this lady or there is this woman who did this, who is doing this, and our legacy still lives on. So that is how I believe that future generations will be affected. Definitely, you still keep hearing about Ololade Ayinla-Bola. You will keep hearing about the things that she's going to do, because this is just the beginning. I'm going to be in all of your faces, all over the world, inspiring people, inspiring you, encouraging you that you can actually go beyond your limitations. You can go beyond what has been set as the requirements. You can be who you want to be. You can be the next change. You can be the next legend. And when I say legend, you know, I feel like a lot of people have an idea of who a legend should be. A legend should be someone that has billions of naira. Nah. You don't have to have billions of naira or so much to be a legend. You can be a legend even right there in your community, in your home, in your class, by being true to yourself and inspiring others, finding what makes you you, going for it, and inspiring others through it. So basically, I believe that the future generation, my world record is going to inspire the future generation, because my legacy is going to live on, and it's going to spread from the modeling and fashion industry into other industries. That is what I believe.
Ololade, it's been a great time this night. I hope I didn't put too much pressure on you. Face Off is designed to be a face off, actually. And I know we're getting there. I was a little bit gentle with the last speaker. I mean, obviously, I don't know if I can match his own power in respect to being confrontational. But you know what? That's the goal of Face Off. It's supposed to be able to bring out the questions, the answers to the questions that people need to hear. It's been nice having you on the call. We hope we can still have you at a future time. So thank you so much. Generally to everyone, Face Off, thank you so much, Ololade. Generally to everyone, Face Off is going to hold on a weekly basis. We've already had one with Dr. Sunday Adelaja, and we're looking forward to multiple interviews with other change makers, and I say globally. So we are still going to have people from the UK, we are still going to have people from Ireland, we're still going to have people from all over the world. Just stay connected. Next time on this Face Off, we're going to be having an entrepreneur, someone I work very closely with, someone I literally started business with her, in the sense of our business worked with her. One of our businesses, which is Diversity, worked with her, and we've seen her growth so tremendous till she currently represented Nigeria at the Saudi Arabia's Entrepreneurship World Cup. All journey starting from small. It doesn't matter what you're doing. I want to encourage you, everyone, to do something that will make a difference in someone's life. It's great to speak with you today, Ololade. I would pass the mic on right now to Precious Chiazagom, who will read out some of the comments that attendees have said concerning this interview session with you. Honestly, it's been a great time. We can't wait to have you again at some future time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. It was a wonderful time, wonderful time. So we'll be concluding on the, sorry, please give me a second. Okay. So we'll be concluding right now, and I'm going to be calling Nzube Anansi to give give some information about some crowdfunding campaign that we have. So Nzube, if you want to call, you're up.
Okay. Thank you for the introduction. But right now, we'll be playing the Heads of Nations video.
We're introducing a leadership game which is called the Heads of Nations. I want to see how we can, in our own simple way, encourage youth inclusion in politics.
Teaches time management of resources, in developing society, in developing individuals. So our hope is that we can catalyze leadership development all across Africa and to the rest of the world.
The board game has to do with improving nations, improving society, improve their decision capacity, how they can think creatively, how they can manage time, how they can think critically.
The game is actually very interesting, and I've played it several times, and it is just like reality.
It encourages young people to begin to critically think about how they develop their country, develop their nation. Africa or
if you would mind, it will bring us to the place of responsibility. It is highly recommended.
Nice one. That's a nice video and a wonderful interview by Ola, Ololade and Tolulope. Thank you for that wonderful interview. My name is Uzbechiku Ananti. I'm a co-founder of the Lead Revolution together with Tolulope Adiola Adebayo. This is to inform you and get you ready to support us for our upcoming crowdfunding campaign for our Heads of Nations board game, where you can pre-order the board game and support us. We'll inform you when we're about to start the crowdfunding campaign so that you can get ready. Thank you. Over to you, Precious.
Okay. So I'll be finalizing by reading the comments that people had concerning concerning the interview, and Chichi said, "Thank you so much, Lade. It was awesome, so inspiring. Hopefully, we'll see you again on the show." Ibami Josephine said, "It's very interesting." Chichi once again said, "It was so awesome." Elizabeth said, "Wonderful interview with spirit of perseverance," and I sincerely agree. I think that Ololade, your story is it's one of resilience, it's one of tenacity, something values that I really do appreciate, and I think personally would want to see more in myself. Um, you made a comment that your family members know you as the person that it's literally like when a dog gets hold of a bone and never lets go until it takes a bite, right? It's like saying that, oh, I want this, I'm going for it, and I'm not leaving it until I get it. And I think that with the dreams that you have shared with us, the aspirations that you have shared with us, I think that those are characters and those are values that are really very important where you are going to, and we're so proud and we're so honored to have you on our show. Most importantly, we are most proud that you brought this home to the country, not just living it in Ireland. So we're sincerely grateful for having you on the show. Hopefully we get to see you again and have this very wholesome and interesting conversation. Okay, so with that being said, thank you everyone for joining our show. This is Lead Revolution, and we're super excited and thankful that you got to join us on the show. But at this point in time, we're going to have to draw the curtains and meet again next time. So have a wonderful evening, everyone. Make sure that you are cozy, having a great time. Thank you to the management team of the Lead Revolution for this show and today's episode. It was a swell time. All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone. See you next week.
Nice one, nice one. Don't worry about it. Ain't about you. Yo, what's yo, what? Oh, wait, what's your food? I was born.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Shubami.
Bye, Shubami.
Thank you for coming.
Good night, everyone.
Wait now. What's up? Afana, TM.
Yeah, you said?
Yeah, you hear me? Okay. The information I give, Were you able to hear it? Was I loud enough?
My internet was going on and off that time. I don't know why.
Okay. All right. Well done. Oh. The main thing I took from that interview, from the interviews, is our perseverance. Even when some people were saying some.
Can we do normal call?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.